Do you want to become a martial arts expert? Do you wish you had more time to train?
The 10,000 hour rule suggests that after a certain amount of natural talent, the biggest contributing factor to someone's success is how many hours they spent deliberately practicing. If you want to become proficient in any martial art, you need to 1. Have a clear training program, and 2. Spend a lot of time following it.
But finding time to train can be hard when you're busy being an adult. I get it, but we can fit training in without taking up any extra time in our day.
I want to prove to you that you can train Kung Fu, or indeed fitness, anywhere, anytime, and to help you overcome that voice inside your head that is embarrassed about everyone looking at you. They're not. Okay, some of them are.
So I'm flying all the way to England to train in a good old-fashioned phone box. Let's go. And here we are. Now, if we're honest, a phone box is a little bit cramped, especially one with a defibrillator in it. We can barely extend our arms. We certainly couldn't practice a form or have a fight in one. But even in a space this small, there are still things we can do, like hold Mabu, Jinji Duli, Dingbu, and Shubu.
We can even do Poo-Boo if we leave the door open, and use the limited space and threat of headbutting the glass as a reminder to keep the right body position.
We'll work our way back to this phone box in a minute through some other small spaces. But first, I want to touch on why this is important and how you can overcome that feeling that you look like a complete idiot. If you can have ideas ready for things which you can train in any space, then whenever you find yourself with some spare time during your normal day, you can squeeze in a short burst of training. This is known as incidental training, and really helps you to rack up those extra hours. No longer are you stuck with your 2 one-hour training sessions a week, and you can accelerate ahead of your training partners. When your life is jam-packed, it really is the only way to cram in enough training hours.
The only problem is, you might feel like a Burke doing Kung Fu at the bus stop whilst a gaggle of schoolgirls stare and giggle.
And here I have some sage advice that you can carry over to all walks of life. It really doesn't matter.
Most of the people that see you won't care. Of those that do, most of them have no idea who you are, and you'll likely never see them again. So why do you care what they think of you? There's really only a small group of people that you may know, or that may try direct interaction. Some of the response may be negative, but there's no reason to be ashamed of trying to improve yourself. You may even get a positive response.
You just need to start practicing, and start practicing not caring what other people think. Ultimately, it's their problem, not yours. I mean, do you think no one came past whilst I was filming in this phone box?
Alright, so what can we do where? Well, obviously sparring, running moves, and acrobatics need space.
But beyond that, you can do a lot with a little.
To train punching, all you need is an arm length of space. Just a little more, and you can train stance transitions whilst watching the telly. If you have room to take 6 long steps, you can definitely do stance and technique line drills. Add around 2 leg lengths in width, and you can train kick line drills too. If you have space to do around 3 Mabus side by side, or a cow's length as they used to say, then you can practice many forms too. All you need to do is modify any big footwork and add a step back before the kicks.
Now we finally get back here to the phone box. As I've already said, we can practice stance work pretty much everywhere, but we can also work on side jow on the spot. Just open up the door and flick kick away. Now actually, not having the space to take a big step is perfect for perfecting this technique. All you need is enough room to extend your leg.
We can also use the properties of the phone booth to our advantage, training slipping whilst inside. When you're training for sport, you want to slip as short a distance as possible to make the strike miss. So if you find yourself overreacting and extending too far, you can try to rein this in by using the phone booth, because if you slip too far, you'll whack your head. Now this might be a bit extreme, sure, but you're definitely going to be a bit more controlled with that as a risk. On top of all of this, you can of course do squats, ab work, or push-ups anywhere. As long as you've got something to hang from, you can do pull-ups too. Most bodyweight exercises are very adaptable and have minimal requirements. So you can train your strength anywhere. And of course, you can stretch pretty much anywhere too.
So no matter what space you have, you can train. Now obviously you can't do everything everywhere, and you may have to make some modifications to your plan based on what you are able to do.
If you commit to incidental training though, you will improve your martial arts practice without putting in extra time other than when you're waiting for something. You'll probably feel better from not endlessly scrolling social media too.
Now if you're looking for a structured training program designed specifically for you and your goals, and want to fit it into your busy life, drop me a line. I've just opened up more slots for clients in my one-to-one Kung Fu training.